Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So when we come to practice Dhamma, sometimes you come to meditate as a yogi, come to practice for years, for months, for years, and sometimes even ordained as a monk, as a nun. And for years of practice, we start to feel certain Dhamma power within us, that we can withstand certain difficulties in life. Our ability to deal with life is so much stronger now. But somehow, rather, at one time, some point in our life, we may encounter some experience. And sometimes devotees report to us, Bande, we experienced this. I thought I had practiced well. I thought I have learned a lot of tolerance, love, loving kindness. But somehow at a certain point of my time, certain thing you meet or you encounter, just say, oh, what happened? I don't know how to apply my Dhamma. I get shaken. I no longer feel happy. I feel anxious. I feel frustrated. I feel angry and not forgiving. All these negativities appear in the mind. Why? Then your confidence in your own practice gets shaken. And when this happens, ask yourself, why? What is the thing that is lacking in our cultivation? Because according to the Buddha's teaching, if we are assured, if we apply Dhamma, we can be able to respond to life with positivities, with pure Dhamma, with wholesome thoughts. And we can maintain our happiness unruffled by whatever unpleasant things that come to us. We are supposed to be able to do that. But then you feel you cannot. Is it because of Dhamma is not working? Not really. And when this happened to you, any of you have this experience? Right? I think some, most of you. Everyone has some kind of time, some point of your life. All situation I can apply Dhamma well, but only this situation, in my shock. Yeah, you feel unbelievable. And then there's always a reason. Look for the reason. Look for the reasons. You know Chinese Kung Fu? In Chinese Kung Fu, there's some kind of we call 金钟罩. The kind of practice that if you practice, that you use a knife to cut or the sword cannot cut through the body. Or 铁布衫, I don't know, you read the 武侠小说, alright or not? Okay, we just take it as a legend, okay? True or not true? But according to this legend or whatever myth, mystical thing, myth, you can call it a myth. If a person practices Kung Fu, become very powerful, unpenetrable, cannot penetrate. But according to the myth, anyone who practices this kind of 金钟罩, this kind of Kung Fu, always have a weakness. And when that weakness strikes, and let's say maybe Dantian or somewhere, they practice. So everywhere the sword cannot penetrate, but when it comes to this point, anything you penetrate, even a small boy, take a small knife, penetrate, then the whole Kung Fu shaken. This we call 罩门, 罩门. But in English, I find the equivalent one is Achilles Heel. Later, I tell you the story about it. Okay? So this is a weakness. All your strength gets shaken because of this weakness. If we can overcome this weakness, we have no weakness anymore. So in the prayer, when we practice Dhamma, we are looking for this. So now, when we talk about the Chinese Kung Fu, the 金钟罩铁布衫, the 罩门 is the weak point, the weak spot. That the moment you attack, it is vanish, your strength all vanish. the sword, anything can cut through your body. So we have a similar myth in the Greek story. And the story goes this way. There's something is the kind of deities. They say. So the mother, there's the baby. There's having a baby. And in this place of the river, it's kind of water place. Suppose there's a divine water. So if anyone dip inside that water and after that become impenetrable, nothing can penetrate the body, very strong. Even you take a sword, you cut, you burn, you cannot harm such a person. So the mother, the divine mother, take the child, put the heel, by the heel, deep inside the water and take out. And the story goes this way. So this boy, Achilles, became impenetrable. Anytime any sword cannot cut through. But one fine day, the enemy saw him and take a arrow, shoot at his heel, and then he died. So we take this story as a metaphor, as an example. True or not true, put aside. So this weak spot, you have all the strength in your body, but there's a single weak spot, which the moment you strike, please strike, then it vanish. This weak spot is now in English, we use it as an idiom, we call Achilles heel. Achilles, the boy, the name is Achilles, his heel. So if you say, now you come to your Achilles heel get attacked. That means the very soft and weak spot get attacked. And then all your training, the power of your Dhamma power get vanished. So today I want to tell you, what we as a Buddhist, what should we do? What should we do? Okay? To strengthen ourselves so that our Dhamma power is applicable and empowering and protective of our lives in wherever we go. So, okay. So there are the root of our, in the Buddha's teaching, you notice that the Buddha always focus on very fundamental things. You see, when you go to a psychiatrist or psychologist, a counselor, we have a problem, a family problem, marriage problem, you solve one by one with you. But not the Buddha. The Buddha goes to the very root of the problem. What is this problem? Which give rise to all sorts of weakness and defilements and pain and suffering in our life. And by conquering this weakness, we can overcome our Achilles heel, our weak spot in our life. And according to the Buddhas, and also verified by our meditators, this is this thing that causes pain to us. The illusion of I. The illusion of I, myself, mine, I am. This is the illusion. This is what we are teaching here. As Samatha Vipassana practice, is to guide people to penetrate, to see the truth of life, to see the realities of life. What is this thing that we call I, myself? To see what is this materiality, rupa. What is the nature of feeling, vedana. What is the nature of our perception, sanya. What is the nature of our mental formation, sankhara. And what is our consciousness, vijnana. These 5 things, we call 5 aggregates of clinging. We always hold on to it to say, this is I, this is mine, this is myself. And because of that holding on, the wrong view of I appear. The craving attachment to this I appear. And then the pride and conceit, this, I'm like that. These appear. And because of this, sometimes we get offended easily, we get tempted easily, we get shaken easily, we get frightened easily. and a lot of suffering. You look at all the suffering in the world, whether it is an international level, as a nation, as an individual, it always happens. You ask yourself, why this war happened? Why this Indian-Pakistan war happened? This Ukraine and Russia happened? Why the Jews killing the Gaza, in the Gaza? All these people, Palestinian people. Because, why? You really ask yourself this question, what happened to this family quarrel, this kind of theft, wrongful act, harming acts? All boils down to this single thing. I. So sometimes when we feel ourselves very great, very compassionate, very loving, when our I is not touched, then we feel very good. We feel ourselves very great, very generous, very kind, very loving, very compassionate. But sometimes in our life, certain weakness in our mind, which is not conquered, the sense of self, then we see our Dhamma power become not applicable, not workable. Yeah. So, how can we do? How can we really conquer this completely? There are many levels. I will elaborate slowly. So when we talk about overcoming this, the wrong view of I, the attachment to this I, and then this conceit, this pride. You want to overcome this because of this self we suffer. We get hurt easily. We get shaken easily. So we want to overcome it. The real way to overcome it forever, once and for all, without remainder, without any residual weakness, you need to attain arahantship. If you want to overcome the wrong way of self, at least Sotapatimagga, the first stage of sainthood. You can practice samatha vipassana, sila samadhi paññā up to that level. Then you may ask this question, well, one day, you tell me like that, so finish. When can I reach arahantship? Maybe, you don't know how long it takes. So this Dhamma talk not useful for me. No, not like that. That is for overcoming, conquering the problems once and for all without remainder, completely. Now, I want to share with you that the Dhamma practice that we can apply moment to moment, from time to time. That means the moment you apply this Dhamma, the most, because of the latent tendencies, the weakness we have, the most you get shaken is 1 second, not more than 1 second. The moment you apply this Dhamma, you get shaken 1 second, the next moment you can overcome. But if you get shaken also 1 moment. But if you are very, very mindful, you don't even get shaken for 1 moment, 1 second. But not easy to say that, not easy. But at least you can, if you can only get hurt for 1 second and not longer than that. Isn't that wonderful? You want to practice the Dhamma? Don't want? Sure you want, huh? So when we talk about overcoming our Achilles heel, the weak spot of our practice or Dhamma practice, we talk about this self, I, myself, this. I talk about this. So what is the first step we want to conquer it? Recognition. Recognize that this is harmful to myself. This is the cause, the fundamental, the root cause that caused me to be easily hurt, caused me to be unhappy, to be easily shaken, easily frightened. This is the self. This attachment to self, this pride. The first step is very important. If you can recognize this first step, then the moment you know it, you overcome it already. Okay? Yeah. There was sometimes we get slandered, we get hurt, people find trouble with us because of when we get hurt. Sometimes we get scolded, whatever people call you, bad names. Sometimes it's over already. The words, the bad name, bad calling is gone. But because of our attachment to self, even though the attack the slander, the bad words, harsh words, already over. But we suffer, continue to suffer because we hold on to it. Yeah. Recently, I have a disciple call me up and say, one day, I got slandered. I never harbor a evil mind towards others, but people say I have an evil mind. So I suffer. Oh, so painfully. I just laughed and I told her, I said, no, this is nothing. Everyone gets something like that in life. Why? Because our karma is not perfect. Because in the past, we have accumulated unwholesome karma. We might have, surely all of us, at one time or another, we have slandered other people, say harsh word to people, all kinds of wrong things. So, when our karma ripens, yes, we are here to suffer. Surely all of us are not superb karma. If you have wonderful karma, you either be born in the Brahma realm or already transcend the cycle of birth and death already. The fact that we are human, we are here, we are experiencing a life having both happiness and suffering because of our karma, imperfect karma. So let's just laugh at the result of karma. Just take it easily. Let it endure. Let it pass. Don't get shaken. In fact, we can turn turn rubbish to gold. Not really, but as if we are turning rubbish to gold. When we suffer some bad vipaka, the result of karma, bad things, we are actually exhausting our bad karma. And while doing it so, if we respond with tolerance, forgiveness, patience, then we are accumulating Khanti Parami, patience. This is gold. So, even though rubbish don't turn to gold, but we say, as if we are turning rubbish to gold. Because of bad experience, we make good use of it and turn it into a Parami accumulating opportunity. How wonderful it is. So I told this disciple, I said, well, laugh at it, never mind, forget it. I say all the leaders in the world, you don't find single leaders in the world don't get defamed, slandered, or blamed, accused. You don't find all leaders like that. So never mind. I just told her, and her mind turned very quickly. After a short talk, then she told me, "Oh, Bhante, now I feel my mind brighten up already. I feel so light already. My heart feels so light." Very fast. This person turned the mind very fast. 2016, she lost her husband. She has a child, 5 years old. She also cried in the phone and talked to me. I said, well, who else in your family? He said, I have a little girl, 5 years old. I said, now forget about your loss. Your husband passed away, lost. What can you do? You cannot bring him alive again. But now you should care about your daughter. Your daughter, so young, may not be able to, losing the father at such a young age, already suffering. So I say, well, as a mother, you should be brave and take care of your daughter. She needs you. Because of that, I aroused in her the willingness to switch the mind. And true enough, she switched her mind. And within a short time, she came here, I meditate. And then, the beginning of this monastery, 2016, in July. And then she's one of the first batch early yogi coming here. And among those early yogis, not the seasoned yogis, seasoned yogis, they already have attained jhana or whatever. These are new yogis. Among the new yogis, she was the first to attain first jhana. So wonderful. Having such a unpleasant experience in life, and then she can switch her mind and practice well. Not easy. But the secret is the willingness to see this. This is the cause that burns my hand. This burns my heart. Since it burns me, I don't want to hold on to it anymore. I let go. So what burns us? What makes us get hurt easily? Our illusion of I, ourself. These things that I call I, my mind, and myself. These kind of mind state that make us get hurt again and again. So let's let go. So if you have this wisdom, this willingness, seeing this and let go, by this approach alone, seeing things as they really are, see that this is a cause of suffering that burns you, and then you can let go. Just this one approach. But if this doesn't work for you, then we have a second approach. The second approach, I want to tell you, is the willingness. Not only you know this is such, you must be able to say, I really deep from my heart, I have a true heart, genuine wish to conquer it. And it can be conquered. This is very important. If you have no wish, then the mind cannot incline that way. The Buddha say, the inclination is important because the moment, always when you incline again and again, the mind, eventually one day your mind will become like that. So this wish, this determination, resolve, that I want to conquer this, then that will incline our mind towards this. It will make it much easier for you to turn your mind into that quality, having patience, having love, having compassion. Okay? So these are the second thing, the determination, the willingness, the wish towards that direction, towards the conquering of this Achilles heel of our practice, of our life. Okay? So the last approach, okay, is the mindfulness. Sometimes even when you have you know this is your Achilles heel, you have a real resolve, determination to overcome your Achilles heel, your weakness, your weak spot, your eye, the sense of sound. Then still you find it doesn't work because sometimes the force, the karma force is too strong. At this time, very simple. You cannot overcome a single moment. You cannot switch your mind. Just be mindful of it. If you find sitting there is so hard, too painful, even in your chest, lie down flat. Don't put it pillow. There's a difference. Take away your pillow. Just lie flat and just observe. What is this thing this thing that I call I? This is hurt. Just watch yourself. Observe it. See the arising or passing away of whatever experience, whatever phenomena in these things that you call self. And if you can do this, you can overcome. Not too long. My experience, the greatest suffering in my life, the greatest. I've never suffered anything like that after that. The greatest suffering, I think in my age of 18 or 19, when I received a letter saying that, oh no more, I'm no more with you. That's very painful. 8 hours. After 8 hours, gone. I'm gone. Just observe this pain of this suffering. Then you can overcome. So, don't expect by sheer wish you can switch your mind like that. No, not easy. Because sometimes the karma force is so strong. So observe. Sometimes certain weakness, it goes on even few days, never mind. Be patient. If the force of karma is too strong, be patient. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. It cannot be permanent. It must be impermanent. Nothing is permanent in this. All conditioned phenomena arises and passes away and is impermanent. It will go on its own accord. Just let it go. Okay? So this approach, 3 approach. First, recognize this is your Achilles heel. Second, have a real, genuine wish to overcome it. No excuse to yourself. Third, if you see you cannot work, be mindful, observe it, and let it pass by itself. And then you can overcome. No more Achilles heel in your life and no more Zhaomen. So if you practice this Dhamma, you may not be able to say, let the earth quake, the earth not quake. You cannot do. You cannot let this bad thing not happen to me. Let no one slander me, say bad about me. You cannot control this. But one thing you are assured is, if you apply this Dhamma, when some bad karma ripen, you experience it, you will be able to guard your mind not to be hurt. This is the first benefit sure you can get. Always be happy in any situation. Keep your mind peaceful and have the Dhamma police. You can have that. And then you can have whatever Dhamma powers that you have cultivated not be shaken and have an infallible character. Okay? With that, I wish you have a very happy Vesak, and may you all come to practice Dhamma and cherish this golden opportunity of human life, of encounter with the Buddha's teaching, the true teaching of the Buddha, and may you all find your happiness, pure happiness in life, and be healthy, be happy, and eventually come to realize the deathless state, Nibbana.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Idam me punyang pasawakaya wahang bhutu idam me punyang nibbanasa pacayo hotu mama punya bhagam sabba sattana bhajimi te sabbe me samam punya bhagam labantu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.